Welcome to the Sideline. I'm Andy Katz. Well, this is going to be a home for a lot of original content in college sports and beyond. Now, of course, you're going to get a lot of that similar content that I produce for NCAA platforms, Big Ten Network, and other places. But I needed a home for a lot of those interviews with the newsmakers in this space. So where are you going to find it? Right here at the Sideline. Let's get to it. First off, Yaxel, you had a great career. You could have left for this process a year ago and stayed. Why'd you go back for this last season at UAB?
I had a lot of trust in Coach AK. You know, he really believed in me and pretty much handed the team over to me. And I wasn't ever in that position before, so it was a good way for me to develop more of a alpha type of role and become a better person as well. So it was an easy decision for me. And the money situation was never something that moved me. AK told me what he had. Obviously it was different than other schools, but that's not the end all be all.
You say the alpha. What did that mean to you when he sort of empowered you to be that alpha?
I felt like I wasn't deserving, to be honest with you. It took me a while to even think about trying to be that guy because, I've always just been a quiet, just stay in the back, do what I have to do on the court kind of guy, never a leader, I wouldn't say I was completely there throughout the year, but, it meant a lot just being able to have that honor.
And how did you embrace it?
Man, at first, I was a little hard on myself, too down. When we started losing, I felt like everything was on me. But then eventually, I realized it is on me, and if I want to win, then I have to get everybody around me, together. We all got to be one.
Yeah, beginning of the season, prior to the season, you had all the hype and all the expectations on you guys. People didn't know what Memphis had. We weren't sure if all those pieces were going to fit together. Mm-hmm. North Texas was right there. But you guys had a really slow start to climb out of that hole. Yeah. How did you deal with that adversity?
We had a couple team meetings, we all just discussed, we're all here for our individual goals, but we're together now. We have to do what we have to do to win. Didn't go too well at the beginning because we all wanted to do more than what we were supposed to do. We didn't know our roles. We didn't know what to do. So after the team meetings, we started coming in together more and, being more of a family, Then, some players started realizing I didn't come here to average 30. I came here to average 5 or 10, play as many minutes as I can. And once we started figuring that out, we became a better team.
You are a stat stuffer. I mean, the stat sheet, your name's all over the place. How are you able to accomplish all that, when you're on the basketball court?
Man, I just try to do the best I can, just to do whatever to win, whether that's getting an extra rebound or getting an extra block shot, But the points and the scoring just came along through the offense. Coach AK had a really good scheme, so, the scoring part came easy. But it's just all about effort with me, I just want to give the best I can and bring the most energy on the court.
Scoring, yeah, that's not a problem. Your ability to rebound, defend, pass, block shots, steals, everything. That's what's made you sort of much more of a complete player. Which one of those do you enjoy the most?
I enjoy getting assists the most. It always feels good being able to throw a good pass, and you're feeling accomplished once it's made. Never really got to get that 10 assist mark, but hopefully I can in the nearby future. Defense
travels and it transfers at the next level. How would you describe yourself as a defender?
On ball, I'm mid-level. I feel like I struggle a little bit with the first step, but I feel like I'm good at recovering and meeting people at the rim to get the block shots. But this whole offseason, I've been working on figuring out, reading the offensive player a little earlier and making that quick step before they can even get to the spot. So.
What is it about your offensive game that you think translates?
I feel like I've improved a lot. At first I was just straight line drive. I feel like I had a little bit more wiggle. I can shoot the mid range now, a couple threes here and there, but I'm gonna keep improving. I'll try to be a 3-level scorer.
If we were to say, okay, Yaxel plays like this player, that player, this player, what are our comps for you?
I would hope they're saying like Nas Reed, a washed down version of Paolo Banchero, something like that is what I'm hoping for.
And that's it. Banchero is an alpha. Mm-hmm. Nas Reed plays his role. How much are you somewhere when you need to be, alpha versus rotation? How do you see yourself fitting in?
NBA wise, I'm perfectly fine with the role. College, I would feel more like an alpha. So I'll be in between, but role maybe alpha. Yeah, I'm in between.